Hello everyone, my name is Max Hornblower. I've built this trading tool with AI with zero coding experience. To give you guys some background on who I am, I'm a swing trader, I trade my own personal capital, and I trade for a proprietary trading firm. The challenges I was facing that led me to build this tool were keeping track of all the themes moving within the market, knowing which individual companies belong to which themes, and building a grading system to evaluate each stock, and tracking high impact news events that could trigger a rules violation with my prop firm. So let me walk you through on what I built. Right here at the top is my API key connections, and I've tied together 4 services. Claude does the reasoning on themes and individual stocks. Grok scrapes X profiles of former US investing champions, for example, Mark Minervini, so Claude can think about the way they trade. ElevenLabs powers a voice briefing I'll show you in a moment, and Massive.com provides all of the financial data. That's the data layer, giving me unlimited access to over 10,000 US stocks for $29 a month. And if you click on the date at the top, you'll see the high impact macro news events and my morning briefing button right here. And here's a snippet of my morning briefing right now.
Good morning, Max. Thursday, May 21st. Risk regime remains undefined today, so we'll need to stay nimble and let the setups guide us. The strongest momentum continues in automation software, up 13.3% this week with perfect breadth across the group. Cybersecurity right behind at 12.1%.
That briefing is generated fresh each morning. Claude analyzes which themes are rotating in and out, names specific stocks that look setup worthy within those themes, and ElevenLabs reads it back to me in a professional narrator's voice that sounds a lot like Jarvis from Iron Man, and I did that on purpose. I can minimize the player and listen while I do the rest of my morning prep as well. So here we go down to the market state. These 2 charts are the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ embedded directly from TradingView on the daily time frame. I use the 10-day and the 20-day simple moving average to decide if risk is on for the day or not. When the 10-day is above the 20-day on both indexes, that's a green light to place more risk in the market. And this is absolutely the coolest part of this tool is the ranked themes. This is the core of the tool. The themes panel ranks every single market narrative by realized performance over my selected time period. I have 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, goes to 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, all the way to 6 months to year to date. Right now we're taking a look at the weekly view. If Claude thinks I'm missing a theme that's emerging the data, I click on this button right here, expand with AI. So let's see what happens. This reviews my full universe against my existing themes, then proposes back new tickers for said existing themes and entirely new themes I should consider. And here we are. Here are some names and individual themes that I should consider adding. And then if we scroll down, these are proposed new themes that I already have implemented. That's why I can't implement them again. And then I'm going to review some of these before just blindly adding them. All right, let's go down to the stock grading right now. And I'm still working on this. You know, this is always a work in progress, and I'm just trying to sharpen the axe to make this better and better. But this is a CAN-SLIM grading layer. If you guys know who Bill O'Brien is, he's a former market wizard. This is based off of his ideology here. Every stock in my universe gets a letter grade on current quarterly earnings, annual earnings growth, new catalysts, supply and demand, leadership, and market direction. I'll be honest, I haven't leaned heavily on this part yet because I time the market and timing is subjective. For a longer term investor though, this would be an absolute masterpiece. Here, let's click in. And this is what it looks like when you click into any name. I have another daily chart for TradingView embedded here, and then the rankings right here. And then let's head over to the institutions lab right at the top. And this is one of my favorite features I just added. I tracked 30 of the most followed institutional investors, from Buffett's Berkshire to Ackman's Pershing Square to Renaissance Technologies. You can click any fund you want and see their latest 13F filing. And for example, you can also add new ones as well by searching for funds and entering the code for them. For example, this is Stanley Druckenmeyer's family office here, and I just added this, and I get to see his updated portfolio here. So this is very cool. And here to end, I have an earnings tab. I just like to track earnings, so I'll just click into here and see how price is reacting to their earnings on the day. This one isn't super special, but I just like to keep track with when people are releasing their earnings. My architecture for this tool in one sentence is massive.com handles the data, Claude handles the reasoning, ElevenLabs handles the voice, Grok handles specific data for specific people that I enjoy following. That separation kept this build super clean, and it gives me room to swap any layer if better tools start emerging as I continue this process. I built this tool entirely with AI assistance end to end. If you're hiring someone for AI solutions architect roles or want to see how someone built with zero coding experience, I would love to talk to you.